And welcome to episode 4 of my podcast. My name is Sally. I am known as Wool Diaries on Instagram and on Ravelry. Today is the 25th of November, and just to give you a bit of a weather report, it is going to be between 13 and 26 degrees Celsius today, which I did a conversion and it said that is about 55 to 78 Fahrenheit. We will get rain this afternoon. Again, we had rain last night in Soweto, which is a little bit further away from me. Apparently, they had a tornado because of the storm we had last night. What? I live in a country where we're not supposed to have natural disasters. Anyway, I would like to say welcome to new viewers and all of you who have subscribed to my channel. Thank you so much. And I would like to welcome back all returning viewers. I'm still unsure as why you keep coming back. Anyway, today's show is going to be a speedy one because I completed some stuff. However, I don't have it, so I'm just going to be able to show you photos. No editing again this week. My eldest is doing his last written exam today, so I've got to make it snappy because I have to go and get him. I'm trying really hard not to say It's warm, so let's start with the FO so I can do my strip show and get it off. Yes, I finished my 3-in-1. It is out of Karoo Moon. It is a charcoal grey, a lime green, and a deep dark, I want to say royal, imperial purple. I have issues with it. The pattern is not for sissies. Let's put it this way. The pattern is not for sissies. I would not recommend this to a novice knitter, to a first-time knitter. I thankfully had Dr. Helena, who helped me with a lot of things, and it would not have been finished without her. The amount of times I pulled out the jersey and started again on the sleeves, the amount of times I pulled out the short rain, which you'll see now at the bottom, is unbelievable. I will say, this is my disclaimer, this has not been washed and it has not been blocked yet. I finished it on Saturday just before my knitting group, and I was ordered to wear it. I sweated bullets the entire time because you can't wear, you can see it's quite tight, which is perfect because all I want to wear, it's not a winter jumper. I want to wear it in summer, like this afternoon when it rains, the temperature does drop and I feel it. It's going to be 26 today and I have hand knit socks on. I feel the cold. I'm British. I feel the cold. I just do. I pulled out the short rows at the bottom so many times, I cannot tell you. I stuffed them up so many times. Eventually, I just left it, and I fudged the numbers. That's also why I needed Dr. Helena at the end. I wore it on Saturday, sweated bullets, came home, took it off, and I got caught in my bra strap and pulled a massive hole in the back. So I was finished by then. This is the longest it's ever taken me to wear a sweater because there was drama with the yarn. So I had to wait, and then I got a substitution which didn't work, and then I had to wait again to get. Anyway, it was just drama. So this is the longest it's ever taken me to make a sweater. Normally I can start and finish one within a month for myself. So it hasn't been washed, it hasn't been blocked. I have fixed the hole in the back. I did it yesterday because I had empty needles. I had absolutely nothing on the needles yesterday afternoon. So I was forced to fix the hole. I was going to give it to Dr. Helena to fix because, like I said, I was finished. But I decided to put my big girl panties on and fix it myself. So let me stand up and show you. That's what it looks like. It's got the short rows to do the mimicking of your shirts that are that you're wearing. It's supposed to look like you're wearing 3 shirts in one. So what I did differently was I did a long green stint because I didn't have enough charcoal. I knew I didn't have enough charcoal. So what I did, and this is more like how I actually would wear my if I wear a t-shirt with something underneath it. The purple, I doubled the length of the purple. The green, I did it all the way up to the last increase of the arms, just before you join it onto the body. Then all I did was I did the one repeat of the rolling. Oh, sorry, the color's going bonkers because the green is so psychedelically bright green. So I did one repeat of this rolling up here for the sleeves, for the charcoal, and then I added it all together. The other modifications I did was, if you look on the 3-in-1 pattern by I want to say Atelier, it's a Henley. I knew I wouldn't wear that, so it's supposed to have buttons coming actually all the way down here. I knew I wouldn't wear that. I like the round neck, I like a V-neck, but I'm not a button. Oh, I'll have buttons on my cardigan, but not on my pullovers. So what I did was I knitted all the way up until it started the neck decreases, and then I followed exactly the neck decreases. Yes, I did have more stitches because I didn't bind off and decrease for the Henley opening. I also had more stitches because I did large arms versus a medium body. I'm still a bit iffy about it. It's because I don't have a body image. I mean, a negative body image. I'm very happy with my body. I'm not phased. I have a mommy tummy, and I've had it now for 10 years, and it's fine. It gets bigger, it gets smaller. It depends on what I eat, but it doesn't faze me. This accentuates it a bit too much, so I'm hoping with washing and blocking it might stretch out a bit. I also want like this to be fixed. I'll try and see where it doesn't actually sit properly. I didn't do as much ribbing because I didn't do the Henley. It was supposed to be, I want to say, 14 rows of ribbing, and I did 7, and then I bound off, so I did half the amount of ribbing that I should have done. Also the body, I knew that I wasn't going to have enough grey, and literally I had about yay much left when I finished the grey, the charcoal. I didn't do as many rows in one of the, where didn't I do the rows? Oh, I didn't do the rows before I joined the sleeves. There was supposed to be 14 or something rows. I think I did 5 or 6 extra rows. I would have loved it to have been a bit longer. In hindsight, I should have made the 2 colored parts at the bottom longer so that I could get the proper length. But I'm happy with the length. I just need to get used to it. On Saturday, I kept pulling it down on the one side because the other side looks longer when you look at it than this side. Today, wearing it, I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable than I was on Saturday when it first came straight off the needles. So that's my big 3-in-1. It's finally finished. Would I make it again? I think I would, but there would be some things I would do differently again. Like the 2 different colors on the bottom. I wouldn't do it so the short rows are both on the one side. I would do it so that there's short rows on one side of the one color and then short rows on the other side, and then the main sweater would be straight up. I think that's more how I'd wear it in real life if I was wearing through. I think that would be the only thing I would change. I love the sleeves. The sleeves are, look at this, long arms. I've got orangutan arms, and I love them. I love my sleeves. This is the second time I've made a bottom up where you join the sleeves to the body jersey. And the first time it was a very simple one. This one was a little bit more like, because I was modifying it as well, I needed assistance. So, okay, you're going to see ends because I haven't done all the ends inside yet because I want to wash and block it first before. But I need to take it off. It feels like it's 1,000,000 degrees inside today. Whew! Right. The other FOs I finished. Last week I was making the baby vertebrae for a lady that used to work with my husband, and she's actually having the baby today. So she went on maternity leave last week Thursday. My husband needed them last week Thursday, so I don't have them to show you. However, I did take pictures, and they are up on my project page where most of the information that you can find is today. So I made a set of magic slippers. Now, just so that you can see, because they look huge. They're not huge. Yes. Oh, this is harder than it looks. That's my embroidery scissors next to them. I don't do embroidery, but I got these from a swap overseas. So that's how small they are. They are tiny. My youngest said to me, Mom, did you make shoes for the chihuahuas? And I said, no, I didn't make shoes for the chihuahuas. They're for a baby. And he was just floored by how small all this stuff was. I made a swirl hat. Everything I made was in newborn size. So literally it's going to fit for the first week and then it's going to be too small. And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. So there's a swirl hat. I also made everything out of the same yard in the same color. It is Stylecraft 4-ply Life in the heather colorway. It's an acrylic and wool blend. I used that specifically so that you could just throw it in the washing machine and wash it, because I didn't get any hand wash stuff with my boys, and I was very grateful. It feels like the washing machine is forever on when you've got children. So the last thing you want to have to do is try and hand wash clothes or blankets or anything else. So on Tuesday night, my husband says to me, and he says, first of all, he says to me, oh, that's so cute. I was knitting, I had just finished the vertebrae. You can see all the ends are hanging out. I just finished the vertebrae, and he said to me, oh, that's so cute. He said, but it's so tiny. Can you not make a blanket? This is Tuesday night, so I had Wednesday. I said to him, yeah, sure, I'll just crank one out tomorrow. I said, there's no way in hell, China Bean, that this is going to happen. No way in hell. So that's why I made the little booties and the hat to go with. So he was happy. She phoned me. She was ecstatic. She can't believe that I made them. She was trying to get me to make more stuff, and she was going to pay me. And I said to her, look, as much as I appreciate that, that's not why I do this. I do this for me. I want to knit what I want to knit. It's not about the money. It's about my enjoyment. So those were 3 things I got off the needles and got into the mommy's hands. And, oh, my head keeps getting chopped off if I sit properly. Oh, sorry. Oh, you just don't get to see all the grey hair, which I love. I embrace my grey. The third thing I finished yesterday, which is why I had nothing on the needles and was a bit stressed. I finished my 13th pair of socks, and no, they were not, well, they were kind of unlucky, hey? Serious. They were kind of unlucky. I love the way they pulled, and for all you people who don't like pulling, look away now, because you're going to have a platz. This is one, and you see how this one pulls around. Oh, I love it. And this, my son says, looks like somebody's bum, if I hold it the right way. See, it looks like somebody's bum. Only a 10-year-old boy would say that. And here's the other one. It doesn't do the same pulling whatsoever, and that is absolutely fine with me. In my shoes, on my feet, nobody's going to notice. In a jersey or something that I'm going to be wearing, even a hat, I'm a bit skeptical of using variegated. But, oh, I love it. Absolutely love it. Now I made these top down, and the reason why was because, like I said last week, I was going to do the Hermione everyday socks with this yarn, but you couldn't see the pattern. So I pulled out the amount of leg I had done and just went back to the ribbing. So I did them top down. I did on these the Fish Lips Kiss heel because it seems to be my go-to when I don't want to think. And what happened was I normally do 20 rounds of rib, and then I do 100 rounds of the leg. Then I do the heel if I'm doing top down, and then I do my foot. Now what happened was I got to 80 rounds, so I did 20 plus 80 rounds on my leg, and I was running out of yarn. Big time. Big time. And I've got big feet. I wear a size, well, I don't know what it is, but here I buy size 9 shoes. My foot is 10 inches long. So I panicked. So I quickly zapped in the heel, and then I knitted one sock because I knit them at the same time, just on 2 different needles. So I panicked because now, oh, what happens if I run out? I've got nothing that I would be happy with to put a toe on. If I needed to put the toe on in a different color or in a different yarn. I didn't have anything. I didn't, if I would have done it, I would have done it in a bright pink or a deep dark blue, and I don't have anything. So that means these would have had to sit and wait until I could get something, which didn't make me happy. I squeaked these out with a ball of yarn about that big on each of them. So I wouldn't have been able to do the extra 20 rounds that I normally do. Now this is odd because this is Yarn Stash PMB. Just Google that, Yarn Stash PMB, and her website will come out. It's a website that I can never remember. I have made socks out of her yarn before, and I've had plenty to do my normal standard foot length, leg length, heel, toes. I had plenty left afterwards. So I'm not quite sure what I did differently on this one. What I did. I can't remember if I told you what my 3-in-1 is made out of. Let me just hold it up so you can't see all the ends. It's so full of dog hair. I have a Labrador and everything is covered in Labrador. It's made out of Karoo Moon. She's a dyer in the Eastern Cape. And it's 4-ply. Well, she calls it her sock weight. I'm guessing it's 4-ply. No, I didn't do gauge. I never do. I didn't use the right needle sizes either. I liked the fabric I was getting on the size 3.5, so I didn't actually go up. I think you have to go up to 4, so I can't remember. Don't hold me to that. So I didn't actually do that. Every week I've been saying about Yarn Stash that she's getting a base with nylon in it. She has a base with nylon in it. I'm such a dork. What she is going to get is, it has mohair, merino, and nylon in it. What she said to me was that she's going to get a base with nylon and merino, just straight merino in. So that's where my brain went. So I apologize. So here I am. I'm busy talking away, and I look down and I think, why is it not recording? It stopped. Don't ask me why. It stopped recording. My whole rant about everything hasn't been recorded. You know, it wasn't a rant about anything. I was just telling you about the current project that I've got. My criteria was that it's got to fill the space of socks. I don't want to knit socks. It's got to have yarn from my stash. It's got to be a pattern from my library or a free pattern. And basically, I don't want to spend money on it. And I must be able to do it when I would be knitting on socks. So during my VKN, during knitting group, when I'm in the car waiting for the boys. That's what I wanted. So I chose the Block Pulley by Kathleen Dames. It's like the boxy. I said earlier, it's like the boxy. But I like the way that the sleeves are done. They're long sleeves versus the boxy is a 3/4 sleeves. The Boxy's also got way more ease than this one does, so you use more yarn. The yarn I'm going to use for it is Nurturing Fibers in the Evolve colorway in the Super Twist, Sock Super Twist base. Yes, it's another dark grey. I like my greys. I have, I think, 2 more sweater worth in nearly the same color, in a charcoal grey. I like grey. It's the closest to black, although I might be knitting a black sweater soon. And then the second color, the contrast color, I haven't used, well, not on the podcast, I have used her stuff before. It's Color Spun, Natural Designer Yarn, Pure Merino Sock weight, I guess that means SW. It's Oddballs, it's 50 grams, 163 meters. And it's dyed by a lady named Dana, and she is in Heidelberg. And now I was disappointed last time because it doesn't show you the stunning color, but it is like a screaming hot pink. You see, it keeps coming out red. It's not red. It's screaming hot pink, I would call it. Screaming hot pink. No, you still can't see it. The reason why there's only such a little bit is I started last night. You do the provisional cast on. I started last night, and when it said I should have had something like 50 garter ridges, I only had 20. Why? Because I know better than the designer. I just left out a whole chunk of the pattern. I thought I was going bonkers, and all of a sudden I didn't know how to count garter stitch ridges. But I do. I just need to read the pattern, and I need to actually follow the pattern. That would be good. So that's what I'm busy with now. I'm not in a sock mood at the moment. I think I'm all socked out at the moment. I will make my required ones next month. But this month, having 2 finished pairs, I just don't feel like doing it. So I will get back to it in December. Hopefully with Christmas yarn. What else did I say? Oh, I said that I am drinking some stunning filter coffee, but it's straight up dark roast filter coffee, no flavors, no nothing. I love me some coffee, for all of you who don't know. Coffee and water. I know, bonkers, right? Bonkers. I am bonkers. So let's go on to the last part of my today. I knew it was going to be a quick one because I didn't have much to say, but I want to carry on doing it, even if it is short little episodes, rather than miss a week. And then, yeah, because it takes guts to sit here and talk to you all. Talk at you, should I say. Talk at you, not with you. I didn't buy any yarn this week, but what I was doing was I finally plucked up the courage to get rid of some of my stash. I had a lot of sweater quantities that I didn't want anymore. They were yarn and acrylic mixes, nothing wrong with them, absolutely beautiful. But they were making me feel, I knew I wasn't going to knit them. And they were making me feel quite guilty sitting in my stash, just staring at me, taking up all the space that I could be using for other stuff. So I decided on Thursday, right, that's it. I'm going to pack them up. I'm going to post them to the knitting group WhatsApp group, and that's it. They're going to take them. I refuse to come home with them. So what I did was, one of the ladies wanted three sets. So she's going to swap me Ravelry patterns from my wish list for those. So perfect. Happy as a clam for those ones. 2 of the bags had about 5 skeins, 100 grams in it's 4-ply. All of this was 4-ply. But odds and ends, and like one of this and one of that, and so I gave those to one of the other ladies for her. She does a lot of charity blankets, crochets a lot of charity blankets. So I gave them to her for that. She can hold it double, she can mix and match them and go bonkers. And she already has, and they're absolutely beautiful, the squares that she's done. One of the other ladies she didn't have the right color to do an edging on a blanket. One of my colorways worked. So she bought me cheesecake. I'm happy with that too. I had a lekker big slice of cheesecake and I didn't pay for it. And then the other 2 colorways I gave to my knitting daughter. I have a knitting daughter. But what I also did was, one of the ladies was looking for a natural chunky yarn, and I had left over from one of my sweaters I made, Manos Classica, one of those 2, left over from a sweater I was going to make, but it wasn't enough that I knew I was going to make something else. I had 2 and a bit skeins of one color, and I had 1 and a little bit left of the other color, and I knew I wasn't going to make anything because it would have landed up being too matchy. So she said to me, okay, she'll swap me for what I have been dribbling over on. She came to the Knit in Public event that we had in June, and she was knitting on it, and I was dribbling over it, and I said to her, oh, I want the rest when you're finished. I'll take whatever you've got left. So it is Nurturing Fibers, sock yarn again, in her super twist, but it was an exclusive colorway called Licorice All Sorts. And it's a charcoal grey again, but it's got all these pops of the Licorice All Sorts colors in it. And of course, this lovely lady worked it out that she doesn't need this entire cake. However, I said to her, if her project does need, I won't use this, because if her project does need, then I will give it back and she can use whatever she needs to finish her project with this colorway. Because there's nothing worse than you get to the end and you had it and then you don't anymore. The other thing she swapped me for was, because I wasn't sure if I was going to have enough, she had exactly the same, upside down, nogal. She had the same sock weight, 100% wool, hand dyed by Karoo Moon in the charcoal grey. So that's perfect, because I've got green and purple left, and I have another sweater quantity in another colorway of hers, which I could add this grey to. So that's fine. And then I know it's a knitting podcast, but myself and her, we do sew. She swapped me this amazing fabric. And it's light. We don't know what it is. We can't figure out. We're not such good seamstress. But it's light and airy, and there's a ton of it. I could make... No, I was going to say I can make pants out of it. Maybe I could. I'm quite daring. So they're absolutely beautiful. And it's so neat, so bright, so vibrant. So you wouldn't say, by the way I dress on the podcast, but I do wear in your face. I am an in your face kind of girl. That is all I have for you today. Apart from saying, if you want any information about anything that I talk about, you're more than welcome to either PM me on Ravelry. Yeah, rather PM me on Ravelry. I'm good with replying to those. Yeah, so have a lekker day. I'm going to. And I'll check you on the flip side. Tot ziens!